Hey, this is Rob from ASUS, and a few days ago we did an unboxing video for the ASUS UX31 Zenbook. And what I want to do today is actually do a bit more of a hands-on and show you more of the design details, the accessories that come with the Zenbook, and also some of the cool features that it has. And the first thing that I want to do is actually to give you more of an idea of relatively how slim the UX31 is compared to other notebooks. I want to compare it to what was previously the slimmest 13-inch notebook from ASUS, and that was the U36SD. So if you'll remember, the U36SD was 3/4 of an inch thick. It was just about 3.7 pounds, and it's made of magnesium with a nano coating. But the UX31 is only 2/3 of a pound thick, of course with brushed aluminum, and it weighs almost a pound less. So putting them side by side, let's have a quick look here at the profile. And you can see that obviously there's a huge difference here. The UX31 tapers off significantly more, down to about 1/10 of an inch. So it starts off thinner and it also gets a lot thinner. Of course the weight is different. The top profile is smaller, and just overall it looks a lot smaller, a lot slimmer, a lot lighter than the U36SD does. And this is already an extremely thin notebook. This is actually the slimmest standard voltage notebook in the world, so it's extremely slim as a benchmark. But let's look at more of the details apart from just slimness of the UX31. And the thing that really is striking, and you'll see right away, is that this has a really nice radial aluminum finish. And the finish is something that's quite unique. You'll see other aluminum notebooks, plastic, magnesium, or titanium, but this is really unique and really captures the light, and it's going to be a real big attention getter. And the aluminum is actually extended onto the rear of this notebook as well. So you've got nice brushed aluminum on the back, and also brushed aluminum on the inside. So it's really throughout, really nice finish, and even a ceramic coated bezel. So this is not going to get all fingerprinty and shiny like a lot of the other notebooks out there. It's a really nice finish. We also have these metallic finished keys, a huge trackpad, and overall it's just a really nice design. So let's go from there to quickly looking at some of the accessories on the Zenbook. Now, of course, the first one is the case, and I took this on a recent trip with me to New Mexico. It's very durable, survived a lot of plane flights, and I didn't have to worry about damaging the Zenbook, going through customs or having it in my bag on the plane. It was really padded, really safe, and a really nice looking bag too. And apart from that, we've got things like a mini-VGA to VGA port. And what this is a lot of times you want to plug into a monitor, you want to plug into your TV, but you don't want to have a VGA port on such a slim notebook because obviously it's going to increase the thickness having a port that large on a notebook. So what we've done is instead included a mini VGA port, and what this is you can now plug in our adapter that comes free with the UX31, and now it gives you that full VGA port. So you do have the full usability, but you don't have to carry around the added thickness of having the full port right on the notebook. Along the same lines, Ethernet ports. Most people are using wireless internet these days, but a lot of people, of course, are traveling. Hotels don't always have wireless internet, or maybe you're in a lecture hall or a conference room that doesn't have wireless. This is also a great thing where you don't want to have that full wireless port because it's, of course, going to take up space on the side of the notebook, but plug this into your USB port, and you now have your Ethernet port built in. So, same idea. Great for traveling, even comes with this little travel case. So this is perfect, and you have all the usability that you want, but you don't have to carry it around with you all the time. It's the same idea as not having a CD player built in. You don't always use CD or DVD, but when you want to use it, it's there. So just plug it in with your external drive. Now, the other thing that I want to show you is the power adapter, and it's very similar to other small notebooks. The cool thing with these is there's no huge power brick to carry around. So typically you would see a plug and then a huge power brick in the center leading off to another cable. And The idea of having a smaller one like this is if you want to have an ultra-portable notebook, you don't want to have a huge power brick to carry around because it kind of defeats the purpose of having a small notebook. So this is a lot easier to put in your pocket or put in your bag, not going to take up much space, and it's very light. Now, another cool feature on this is on most notebooks you're going to have a little charging light, and the charging light is going to tell you when you plug in the power adapter, it's going to turn orange to tell you that it's charging, and when it's done charging it's going to turn green to indicate that it's finished. Now this doesn't have that light on it. The design philosophy is really to minimize all the unnecessary ports, unnecessary lights on this notebook. So what we've done is actually put that into the adapter, and when you plug in the adapter, if this was plugged into the wall socket, you would see that this light would now be turning orange to say it's charging, and it would be green when it's done charging. So pretty convenient to have that, and just really ties into the whole design philosophy of saving weight and saving unnecessary features. Now let me show you some of the actual onboard features, and the first one I want to show you is just how fast this notebook can start up. And what I'm going to do first is shut it down. So let me get in here and turn it off. I'm going to put it into sleep mode first. So from sleep mode, let's see how long does it take to resume your notebook from sleep mode. Now the typical notebook might take several seconds, it might take 10 seconds, 20 seconds. This one takes only 2 seconds. It is basically instant on technology. As soon as I press that button, by the time it takes me to get down to the enter button, it's already fully on and ready to go. So it's instant resume. And you can stay in sleep mode for about 10 days, 14 days. It's going to be really good on the battery. It's going to be ready when you need to use it. So let's actually shut down now. And let's see how long it takes, first of all, to shut down, but second of all, how long it takes to boot up from total power off position. So the U36SD we have under here, we know this takes about 50 seconds to power on. And that's a pretty standard amount of time for notebooks. If you've had your notebook for a little while, it's got a lot of programs on it, it might take more like 1.5 minutes, even 2 minutes. But let's see how fast this can boot up. This is basically fresh from the factory. I've used it for about a week, haven't installed anything on it. And you can see with that solid state drive, the SATA 3 solid state drive, it basically booted up in less than 20 seconds. Now the last thing that I want to do is a quick sound test to show you the difference between the audio on the UX31 with these ASUS SonicMaster speakers that were co-developed with Bang & Olufsen ICEpower next to a more typical notebook audio like we have on the U36SD. So I have the same file loaded on both of them. I'm actually going to skip back to the beginning on this. And this is the launch video for the VX6 Lamborghini notebook. And I'll play it first on this one. We'll see what it sounds like. This is pretty standard notebook audio. It's pretty loud. And you can see it. It's obviously pretty good audio. But let's compare it to the audio on the UX31 that was actually developed by this Danish audio company and is a lot more of a premium audio experience. So again, I'll go back to the beginning here, and right away from the first note, it sounds deeper, sounds richer, and the high notes do sound quite a lot clearer too. So overall, it's a much crisper sound on the UX31. So that's all we have for the UX31. If you guys have more questions, definitely let us know in the comments and we'll try to cover as much as we can. But if not, this is the UX31 and it's the slimmest notebook from ASUS, so definitely check it out. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to ASUS ROG.